Hey guys, what's up? Bradley Overrated. Wanted to give you guys a rundown of the Nintendo Switch online service and what you get. Now, I got it last night and I was trying it out. This is just my impressions video. As you can see, you can download this. Anyone can download this, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the thing that comes with the 21 games as they promised. And let's just jump in and see how it looks. And the first thing I gotta say is, yes, it does in fact come with 21 games. As you can see here when I log in, it comes with, a lot of the big classics games and some of them actually smaller and some third-party games as well. So it's a little bit of variety. Nothing too special. I mean, you got a lot of generic games like baseball and ice hockey, pro wrestling, Excite Bike. They're not bad games. I've actually played a good chunk of these games. But you do get generic games, and 21 of the NES games, a lot of people probably have the NES Classic that came out, so I don't think this is a big deal. But here's the thing about this, is as you can see over here on the left, 1 player, 2 players, or play online. So even if you're not online, if you have the Nintendo Switch online service, you can play with someone right next to you in couch co-op. And on the online thing, I've tried it out and I will show it a little bit later. It actually works pretty well. You have some settings that you can adjust. I didn't mess with any of those. It wasn't that important to me. Now, the thing that is really cool about this is that you can see as soon as you click the game, it just jumps you right into the game so you can play it. It's easy. You can have suspend points like you could on the virtual console. So if you're in the middle of something and you need to stop your progress, you can go right back to it. But jumping into these games, man, I gotta tell you, it's impressive how fast that is. I mean, look at that. Any of these games I wanted to jump into, all I have to do is go to the game selection and then select the game and it just instantly loads it. It's ready to go. It's a pretty cool feature and I really do like that. At first, I wasn't really certain if I would like this, playing a bunch of old games, so what? There's only 21 of them. But then I got to thinking, man, there's a lot of games that they could add later on. We still don't have a Metroid game, for example, on here yet. We still don't have Kirby from the NES. We still don't have Earthbound or Earth Beginnings or whatever it was called. So there's a lot of potential and room for it to grow. And if they can get some of the third-party titles from Capcom or Konami or those guys, we could have a pretty impressive library, I think. I should also mention that if, by some chance, a few months down the road, what if they announce the Super Nintendo games that will also be coming, or Game Boy, or N64. It's meant to replace the Virtual Console, and right now it's not very good just because there's only 21 games. But in 6 months, if they have about 50 to 60 games on here for $20 for the entire year, that's really not a terrible deal just for the sake of playing old classic games. And the other thing I want to brush up on is there are some negatives, obviously, to the online system. One is we have to pay to play, essentially, games like Splatoon 2, Super Smash Bros., ARMS, all those games you have to pay for. I'm certain everybody knows that. And another negative thing is, so far, there's still not an achievement system. It's something I've really wanted with Nintendo games. I really like Nintendo games because they have really awesome collectibles and stuff like that. So I'm bummed out that there's not an achievement system, but that's just a little personal thing. It's not a thing I really cared that much about, but it would have been nice. Now, the family accounts, on the other hand, that is awesome. I was very impressed with this. I got a bunch of friends now that will be joining me on here, and it's free for them. My friend joined me, and I'll show that gameplay in a little bit, but he joined my family thing, so I paid $35, but it can link up to 8 Nintendo accounts. And I hope they never change this because it's really cool. What it is basically is your friend joins your family, your Nintendo family. You can go online to do it. And they have access to all of these games now. All 21 NES Classic games they can play on their own now that they're part of my family. It didn't cost them a thing. So if you have between 5 to 8 people that want to go in on this, to play online and to be able to play these retro games, which, by the way, all of them you can in fact play online with your friends, it would only cost you $5 to do it. So as long as you have a bunch of friends that are willing to go in on the Nintendo Switch online service, it can actually be really cheap, which is pretty cool. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is how does the online portion of this work with a friend? And I've got to tell you, it works surprisingly well. I was very pleased with what we got. So one of my friends, love you Fern, was willing to stay up late with me and try this out with me. He's now part of my Nintendo Switch family. Oh, so sweet. And it worked really well for the most part. You know, the game I'm going to show to you guys is Balloon Fighter. And as you can see, to create an online session, all you do is go over here. You can either choose to have a code for people to have to input to join you, or no code, so any of your friends can join. And then you select the game, and as you'll see right here, boom, just like that. My boy Fern was able to join instantly. It was really cool, and there's a few things that I would like to discuss about, you know, playing online the classic games. For starters, how is it? And you know what, for the most part, it worked really, really well. As you can see, there's Fern on the right, me on the left, and we're killing, I don't know what these things are, birds? Hawks? Something? They're creepy looking. Either way, it worked really well, and we tried more games than just Balloon Fighter, even though the only game I'm showing you will be Balloon Fighter. We tried Dr. Mario and Super Mario Bros. 3. We tried a few handful of these games, and only once did I experience any input lag, and that was in Super Mario Bros. 3, which, you know, obviously when I'm running off the cliff after I push jump, kind of was a problem. However, that could have been because of my internet connection, because I was in the other room when I tested this and the connection's not as strong there. It could have just been a hiccup because when I played Dr. Mario or the other games with him, I personally didn't experience any input lag. I didn't have really any issues. Another cool thing that you can do is you can have, when someone like dies or game over, or if it's just a single player game and your friend's watching, he can have his hand come over, and let's say you're being Mario and he wants to take a turn, he can actually switch in the middle of gameplay and take over Mario. Also, you can clap. Literally, you can clap for somebody if they do something that you like. It's silly, but it's really fun. I can already see it getting abused if you play a game with strangers or something like that. But it's a really cool feature that I really enjoyed about it. It was something unique. I like the concept of playing a single player game with a friend and being able to take turns playing it online. It's really cool, and to be able to play a lot of these classic games online with somebody, games that we normally would never be able to play with somebody, especially a single player game like The Legend of Zelda, it's kind of a game changer actually, because then you can discuss with your friend, you know, where you want to go, what you want to do, kind of have a really unique experience that can only be brought to you through the online service. Alright guys, that wraps up my video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button or dislike button, I don't care. Either way, I'm fine with it. Just like to know that you watched, you know? And if you really like what I do on this channel, be sure to click that subscribe button. In conclusion, you know, it's not bad. It's not like the most expensive thing. $35, you get 21 NES titles that you can play online. I think this is definitely worth it if you have a family, because playing online and playing single player games like that and trying things out, it's actually a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. Alright guys, I'm Bradley Overrated, out like a trout. I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Have a great day guys. Take care.